The auto industry is about to be so strategic in how they get even more money from you, and it will be so successful that it will become a multi-billion-dollar revenue stream. And all of this is hiding in plain sight, but no one is really talking about it. So what is this tactic? Well, believe it or not, they are getting into the business that we all love, the subscription business. Yeah, the free trials that we always think we're gonna cancel, but just turns into another monthly bill. That is what's going to bring in billions. So those heated seats that you like, that are so comfortable in the winter time, charge for that. The auto start on your car when it's cold outside and you just want to press a button and let the car warm up, charge for that. These are all of the things that we're already used to having in our car. So it's like, how are you going to charge me for the things that already come with my car? Now, while I'm not against subscription fees in general, I feel like people are not used to subscription fees being a part of their car, especially when it's comforts that we're already used to having. So which brands are tapping into this? Certain Toyota brands will charge for their remote start option. It's $8, so it's not bad. Now this is monthly, but Ford will charge for their assisted cruise control option, which would be $75 per month. So if your car payment is $600, that would be $675. Car payments are already extremely expensive nowadays. Subscriptions, making them go up to $700 and $800 for things that we've already had in our cars. And here's the thing, once you get the software for these subscriptions, we all know how it happens. The software improves, making your software obsolete, forcing you to upgrade for, yes, even more money. Remember when cell phones used to be free if you upgraded at the right time? And somehow it just slid into becoming $1,000 and $2,000, but somehow we became all right with it. The market has slowly made us start paying for things that we used to get for free. And I'm not saying cell phones should be free, but $1,000 to $2,000, I mean, it's like there are no other options. You have to get it at those high price points. To be honest with you, I bought a car for $2,000, no, less than $2,000 when I was like 17 years old. I'm just saying. The market has changed and things are more expensive than they've ever been before, but it's the part where we have become okay with some of these price increases based on how they're positioned. It normally would have been like, oh my God, a cell phone, $1,000, $1,500, but no big deal because it's coming out as a part of a monthly subscription. It's coming out bit by bit over a course of 2 years, 3 years, or 4 years. Because it's coming out in such small pieces over a course of 3 or 4 years, it causes us to not pay as much attention to our finances. And I will be the first to raise my hand to say that I am guilty of that too. Now, I mentioned that this will generate multi-billions of dollars when it comes to subscriptions in the car industry. This is how they're going to slide these fees in and make us feel comfortable with more money coming out of our pockets. General Motors is expecting to generate $25 billion a year by 2030 alone. And 2030 is not that long from now. Also, Ford CEO Jim Farley recently told investors that it's currently making hundreds of millions of dollars on this software. And the gross margins are over 50% for the software. To put that in perspective, the average gross margin for a car is 3.9% according to the Automobile Dealers Association. 3.9% profit for the car, 50% profit for the auto subscription. But here's the thing, the CEO of Ford said he's making hundreds of millions of dollars. Well, he's saying that Ford will make 10 times this amount in the coming years based on the growth that they're seeing now. And I can see how it's gonna happen, and I can see how it's gonna happen, right? Imagine you see a Ford ad. The car has heated seats, remote start, GPS navigation, all the bells and whistles. And they show you a sign with prices starting at $40K. But then in small print, they put and going up to $65K. You get to the dealership, you're ready, thinking you're gonna get your car for $40K with all the bells and whistles. After you've driven the car, you love the car, and then you find out, oh, wait a minute, it's $40K, it's starting at $40K. And the salesman says, well, yeah, if you want all of this, it's $65K. Some will pay the $65K for the car, but not assess if their priorities financially will allow them to do so. Now, here's the part that's really gonna trip people. Let's say the person gets into an accident, God forbid, and the car is totaled, but they still owe $20K on the car. They're still on the hook for those subscription software payments that they aren't even using because all of that was rolled into the car payments. You may say, well, the person has gap insurance. They probably have gap insurance. Well, not a lot of people even have gap insurance, and many people don't know what gap insurance actually is to buy into it. So there will be people that will be in this situation that will have to pay for a service even though they're no longer using it. And you may be saying, well, listen, all of this is auto subscription stuff. I'm just not gonna pay for it. You actually might be more willing to pay for it than you think. There was a global mobility survey done, and about 82% of the respondents who had already had the service, had already experienced it, said that they would definitely or probably pay for it on a future car. In fact, General Motors has about 16 million vehicles on the road in the US. About a quarter of those customers are already paying subscriptions for. And there's been strategic research to see how much customers are willing to pay. And based on that research, customers are willing to pay on average an additional $135 per month for auto subscriptions. What does this all mean in the end? Well, you know how we sometimes say, I have no idea where my money is going. I don't know where my money is going. I'm making more money than ever, but it's getting sucked up. It's getting sucked up. That feeling, that saying will be more relevant than ever. So tapping into a budget will be more relevant than ever. To see where your money is going, to direct your money, to understand the different nuances that are adding up, to understand the small monthly subscriptions that are adding up over time. We're okay with paying for these things because they're presented to us as a monthly subscription. We don't want to pay $300 all at one time. It's right in front of our faces. But if you chop those payments up to $10, then not a big deal, it's just $10. But if you're constantly doing that, if we're constantly doing that, $10 here, $20 here, all of the little ones that add up over time, we're spending $200 and $300 on some of these things. Tapping into a budget, using your budget, helps you to see where your money is going. It's automatically coming out. We're not really looking at it. It could be a year, 2 years of things that we might not even be using. The way that you help people is to tell them about things beforehand, not after. So, to stay in the know about money shifts that may sneak up on you, consider subscribing to my channel. Thank you for watching, and I will see you